I got it up to about 170 miles an hour.
Give me your license. Give me your license right now.
After OJ Simpson won the Heisman Trophy in 1968 and was named NFL Player of the Year in 1973, after OJ starred in multiple Hollywood films including Towering Inferno and the Naked Gun trilogy, as well as the miniseries Roots. After OJ Simpson landed endorsement deals with Pioneer Chicken and Hertz car rental.
Coming or going on a business trip, you've got no time to waste. And nobody knows that better than Hertz.
After OJ beat not one but two criminal murder charges in what is considered one of the most notorious murder trials in American history, OJ Simpson would continue to live in the shadow of the 1994 trial for the murder of his wife and her friend for decades to come. And his days in court, well, they weren't soon over. The guy would be sued multiple times. By the Goldman Family for liable, publicity rights, and rights to the infamous OJ Simpson memoir, If I Did It. That's right, OJ put out a book and he decided to title it, If I Did It. Now after his 1994 trial, the defense lawyers, well, they cost a pretty penny. He also owed a whole bunch of money to the state of California as well as the Goldman and Brown family. So the guy, well, he was up shit's creek financially, and soon he told the world, well, he was broke. Then in 2007, OJ Simpson and a group of men entered the Palace Station Hotel in Las Vegas and took several pieces of sports memorabilia at gunpoint. At the age of 61, OJ Simpson was sentenced to 33 years behind prison bars. And a lot of people around the world, where they were like, finally. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Michael McCrudden, and welcome to After They Are Famous, documenting the life and career of OJ Simpson after his initial launch to fame. Here for you on After They Are Famous. Now you guys requested this video, and we do one or two After They Are Famous a week, so be sure to leave your suggestions down below on who you want to hear about next. And we're getting some really good ones, so I'm looking forward to making more of these videos. Orenthal James Simpson was born on July 9th, 1947 in San Francisco, California. His mother Eunice was a hospital administrator and his father Jimmy was a chef and custodian by day, also a well-known drag queen by night. OJ's parents divorced when he was only 5 years young. Many years later, his father came out to the world as gay, and then in 1986 he died of AIDS. OJ first became famous while playing at the University of Southern California in 1967. During his 2 years on the team, OJ he would receive the Heisman Trophy, he would rush 3,200 yards, and he would score 35 touchdowns. In 1969, OJ went pro, playing for the Buffalo Bills and the 49ers over the next decade. He was nicknamed the Juice by fans, and OJ Simpson, well, he became one of the most loved and respected players in the game.
Saban gave Simpson the ball and 5 solid blockers. OJ gave the world one hell of a running back.
OJ Simpson is with us.
Hiya, buddy. Hey, Doc says I should be on my feet and as good as new in a week.
And back on the force.
Thornburg, that's wonderful. Whoa!
He transitioned from that of football star to movie star seamlessly, and he entered the 80s with a new career and a new wife.
Watch her sing. Well, sing.
Oh my God.
That's mine.
We're alive right now all across America, and she is my woman.
But then he would enter the 90s, well, way less smoothly. By 1992, Nicole Brown Simpson had filed for divorce and OJ had pled guilty to spousal abuse 3 years prior. The troubled marriage, well, it came to a disastrous end in 1994 when OJ was charged with the murder of his wife, Nicole Brown, as well as her companion, Ron Goldman.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder.
After a year-long media circus, OJ was found not guilty by a jury for criminal murder charges, but his connection with the trial was far from over. Now, despite him beating criminal charges, he was still found guilty for the murders in civil court, and he had to pay both families of the Goldmans and the Browns $33.5 million. And his lawyers, Johnny Cochran and Robert Shapiro, well, they didn't come cheap, and OJ claimed that by 1999 he was broke. Now, to come up with money to pay the extra bills, well, OJ, he had to sell his prized possessions, including all his awards. Yeah, that included that Heisman Trophy. Now, OJ, he didn't owe money just to his lawyers and the families of those departed. He also owed $1.4 million to the state of California. It was then he decided to relocate to that of Miami, Florida. Now, perhaps it was the taxes, or perhaps it was the murders, or perhaps it was being in Hollywood when he's not such a, well-liked guy. Or maybe it's the fact that in the state of Florida, no matter how much money you owe, they'll never seize your home. Yeah, I think that's why. OJ's fresh start in the Sunshine State did not last long. In 2001, he was arrested for simple battery after grabbing a man's glasses off his face during a road rage incident. In 2002, Simpson was fined for speeding through a manatee protection zone, and in 2004, OJ's house was searched by the police on suspicion of drugs. Now, they didn't find any drugs. What they did catch OJ Simpson with was an illegal satellite. And for that one, well, they charged him $25,000 owed to DirecTV. Yeah, this guy, he can't catch a break.
Both he and Nicole were lying in giant pools of blood. Notice the knife in my hand. The knife was covered in blood.
Oh yeah, you're right. He deserves it. Then things got really bad in 2007 when the Goldman family found out about OJ Simpson's memoir titled If I Did It. At first they wanted to shut down the book completely, but since they had received less than 1% of millions owed to them by OJ, they decided to sue for the rights to the book instead. It was then decided by a judge that OJ, well, he would receive $0 from the release of the book. Instead, all the profits, they would go to the Goldman family. The Goldmans then decided to change the title of the book to add Confessions of the Killer and made the If I Did It almost invisible on the cover. Now OJ, he was down to his last play, and the man was up Schitt's Creek financially. That's when he decided to put a team together and they would go ahead and rob the Vegas Palace Hotel and Casino to steal multiple pieces of sports memorabilia at gunpoint. OJ was stating that he was just stealing back what was once his, but yeah, that story, it didn't hold up in court.
I'm going to sentence you as follows. Count 1, conspiracy to commit a crime, 1 year in the county jail. Count 2, count 3, count 4, count 5, count 6, count 10.
13 years to the day he was acquitted for the murder charges for Nicole and Ron. Well, OJ Simpson, he was sentenced to a maximum of 33 years behind bars. He does have a parole coming up in 2017. But even prison can't keep OJ out of our lives. Ryan Murphy's hit new series American Crime Story has made the world thirsty for a little more juice. When OJ was asked about this show being made, about his trial, his relationship, his wrongdoings, well, he was just upset that Cuba Gooding Jr. was cast as him. He went on to state that the man wasn't tall enough, nor did he have a big enough head. And that's a show that really heavily seems to imply that OJ was in fact guilty. You think that would have maybe annoyed him? But then I guess this is a man who released a book titled If I Did It. OJ Simpson, dude, you gotta get your priorities straight. As for the rest of the story, well, we'll have to wait and see because this is After They Were Famous. My name is Michael McCrudden and I do all sorts of celebrity bios on here on Before They Were Famous, After They Were Famous, and Before They Were Dead. I've done Stephen Avery in the past if you like these kind of stories. I've also done a few male sickos like Osama bin Laden and Hitler, so maybe check one of those out. See you guys in another video. Oh yeah, and let me know who you want to hear about next. Boom!
I haven't watched it fully, Kimberly has. Not all the facts are accurate.